tea is just leaf water. Yeah, well, coffee is just bean water. Wow, it's like everything is made of things. This door is just wood rectangle. This poster is just ink paper. This lemonade is just lemon water. Wow, it's like you can combine ingredients to make things that are more enjoyable than the initial parts of the equation. Sure is a magical world we live in. The sarcasm in this post is fatal. I went to the Renaissance fair, dressed as a warrior. I had a real sword with me too. I was standing, in character, next to a sword fighting ring, where kids of all ages got the chance to pick up a sword and challenge the champion. Some woman walks by with her little girl. The girl starts walking towards the ring, saying she wants to fight. But the mom pulled her away hella sharply and was like, "That's for boys. You don't want to be a boy, do you?" And the girl looked around and saw me. I think she thought I was a boy. I had my hair in a ponytail and was wearing a hood. So she comes up to me and asks me, "Do you think girls can be fighters too?" And her mom looks like she's silently gloating, like she thinks I'm going to say no. So I take off my hood, untie my hair so that it flows freely, and kneel before her. And I'm like, "Milady, anyone can be a fighter." I swear, the look on that mother's face made my day. I'm no man. This post was good, but then it got better. A woman doesn't have to have a baby if she doesn't want to. Well, I say a man's entitled to have a baby if he wants to. Well, Mr. Grant, on behalf of women everywhere, let me say we'd sure like to be there when he has it. She is taking none of your sexist, entitled today. Life advice. Never say anything to a penguin that the penguin has not already said to you. This reads like a post, but I'm actually 100% serious. I was walking along the side of the harbor this evening. Just after all the penguins had come in from the ocean to nest, there was one penguin right by the footpath. And when it saw me, it kept saying who. So I said who right back. It seemed to like that, and we had a lovely conversation where we just kept saying who to each other. I crouched down about 2 meters away from it, and we kept talking, and it actually moved towards me a little bit, seeming to prefer my company to the heartless embrace of the sea. But then I made the mistake of trying to change things up. I said when, which was something that a previous penguin said to me, and this penguin hated it and f***ed right off. Never said another word to me. I felt so rude. Your superpower is that you are average at everything you do. No. Imagine how amazing this would be. You're average, but the key here is that everything you try and do, try and get the cure to cancer? Well, ain't a finger snap and uncure, but it's a cure. Doctors worldwide are astounded. Try and learn how to communicate with an alien race. Well, you're not fluent, but it's passing, and humanity hasn't even invented deep space flight. You just managed to get their signal and have a chat. Want to fly? Well, you're a bit wobbly, but it's working. Being average at everything is amazing, because if we assume anything you try works, then everything is at least working a bit. Jack of all trades, master of none, better than a master of one. Why was Robin even the leader of the Teen Titans? What were his powers? Short and mad. That's all you need. Piss off a short person, and you'll see. She knocked that smug look off my face, but luckily I was wearing a second, smaller smug look underneath. Why is that so f'kin' funny? Stop making plans in front of people, then not inviting them. Also stop making plans in front of people and then saying, "And I guess you too," because that feels f'king worse than not being invited. Fun story. Last Saturday, before I went to work, the night shift, 5 PM to 2 AM, some of my friends and I were planning a night out. The only day that worked for me was Monday, because I work every other day. They decided maybe they would just go out that night instead while I was at work, because there are more places open on Saturdays than Mondays. My friend said, "You don't really like going out anyway, right? It's okay if we go without you?" I had to look her in the eye and remind her that the reason we were going out was because we were celebrating my birthday. They were gonna celebrate my birthday without me. F your friends. So, I've made a Kirby artisan keycap. I had to post this because I'm losing my mind over square Kirby. It's called Kibi and it has feet that it can stand with. Absolutely wonderful. Netflix and chill with Senator Cruz. All donors are automatically entered in a drawing for a chance to win a trip to Houston, Texas, to spend a special evening with Senator Cruz. Does he know what that means? Lay your cash down for the chance to F Ted Cruz. Till men can be allergic to their own semen, which can be remedied by desensitizing them to it via repeated injections of small diluted doses of it under their skin. Imagine a doctor telling you, you've been prescribed injections. Call that a cum shot. People laughed at my small hands and bone-thin wrists, but look who they turn to when they need someone to reach up inside vending machines and retrieve their bounty. Lol. This reminds me of this Mongolian dude. Bayozishan was like a herdsman. Got recognized for being one of the tallest people anywhere. Real tall and skinny guy. Anyway, one day there's these two dolphins dying from plastic shards in their stomachs. And what you do about that is reach your arm down there and remove them. But nobody's arms could reach. So, somebody goes, hey, I heard about this guy, arms probably long enough, and that's how this dude was herding livestock in the middle of Mongolia one day, and this helicopter lands, and some people run out to him like, sir, we need you to get in this helicopter, and come with us right away, and they fly him into the aquarium, and they're like, cool, now just reach down the throats of these two dolphins, you're the only one who can save their lives. And he did. The dolphins lived, and they flew Bayozishan back to his herd. What a fucking weird day that dude had, right? I hope Bayozishan realizes that he is a modern day folk hero. Steve Carroll, Jon Stewart and Stephen Colbert. How men would look if they had to pose in ads the way women are expected to. Yeah, this definitely deserves a place on my blog. I'm so glad I woke up this morning. OMG. So I went to the eye doctor, right, and I sit down to fill out the paperwork like you do, and the lady was like, thanks, doctor will be with you in a moment, and I was like, why did she say doctor twice? That's weird. But then I looked at the business cards on the table, and his name was actually Dr. Chad Doctor, and I looked around, and the other assistant caught my eye and just nodded like, you just had the moment. Didn't you? Chad saw his chance and took it. The sun is probably the closest thing we'll ever have to a true eldritch abomination. Hear me out here. Older than recorded history, was here longer than any of us, and will be here long after we leave. Has a finite beginning and end, but is still incomprehensibly ancient. Bums itself into your vision instantly, and can blind you if you look for too long. Further prolonged exposure can cause cancerous growths. Non-humanoid shape floating through space, colossal flaming tentacles and Girly lash out on occasion. Sort of just appeared one day and is now surrounded by the corpses of its stillborn children. People used to sacrifice other people to appease it. Pretty sure it screams at us sometimes. Don't talk or think about this please. A man was saying, as I held him at knife point, I can only legally express 17 emotions, and I'm feeling all of them in this chillis tonight. We were expecting a dream, and we got a piece of literature. There's only two reasons a 21st century adult would care about horses. 1 cowboy, 2 Brinny, and I know you're not a fucking cowboy. I'm never gonna be this articulate ever again. Being alone on a space station. Pros. No one talks to you about fantasy football. Cons. Tinder matches are all aliens. That's only a con if you're a coward. Textbooks attempting to be racially diverse will always be the funniest thing. Charlie and Peo and Shinakwa went to the supermarket as they wheel their crippled friend Juan. I still think you gotta be on some voodoo to work one of these f***s. Play/pause, volume up/down, next/back. What's hard to understand about these controls? Burn the witch.